Hey, welcome back to the 24th floor. There is no rest for Santa this time of year, aka Caleb. And the same goes for the Tigers. Memphis are less than a week off their Frisco Bowl victory, and there's been major movement in the transfer portal.
Yep, 13 Tigers have decided to transfer out, including linebacker Elijah Herring, safety Darius Coffey, and kicker Caden Costa. There have also been some guys who've just declared for the draft. We will get to that in just a bit.
Yeah, but Ryan Silverfield has already started to bring in the cavalry. 5 guys have announced they're transferring to Memphis. A kicker, 2 O linemen, a D lineman, and most notably, Nevada quarterback Brendan Lewis. What do you think of Lewis coming in and him being the pick from Memphis as the quarterback they're bringing out of the portal?
Yeah, really interesting. When I initially saw it, I was thinking, oh, he probably played a little bit for Nevada, maybe a second-string guy that came in and played some big minutes this season. But no, he was their guy for the last 2 years and started 3 years ago or in 2021 for Colorado. This season, he had 3,000 all-purpose yards, 24 total touchdowns, and a completion percentage of 67%. You can't really see it a lot in this video. I tried to find some of him running. There's a lot definitely in the box of him running, but he's got an arm, as you can see from this deep ball right here. It's interesting because you've got someone like AJ coming in next year who's a 4-star recruit, similar to this guy, similar build, similar everything, and now you're going to say compete, you know?
Yeah.
And Brendan thinks that he's the best. Pretty much and at the same time, Arrington Maiden thinks he's the best, who backed up Seth Hennigan this year. So then you have AJ Hill, who thinks he's the best and may transfer. Arrington Maiden, same thing. Brendan Lewis is transferring in because of something, because he's talked to Tim Cramsey and Ryan Silverfield, because we know that Ryan Silverfield was meeting with potential transfers the day after the Liberty Bowl. The timing of it makes it seem like Brendan Lewis was one of them. And I think that this is a good move because you're hedging your bets here. Because if Antoine or AJ is not up to snuff, then you can just put in an experienced guy like Brendan Lewis. And you also have an experienced guy who plays the same way as the 4-star recruit who can help him grow. Will he be mature enough to sit there and grow? I don't know. I don't know the kid. He seems like a very humble guy, just based off of what we've seen and the story that you did with him and his coaching staff. What do you think? Do you think it's a good move overall?
I think it is a good move. I think this was the kind of quarterback, if they were going to get someone out of the portal, that I wanted to see them get. One guy who only has 1 year of eligibility left, right? So if you are an Antoine Hill or a Arrington Maiden and you're watching this guy get the starting job, who knows if he will or not, you've got 1 year to bide your time, right? And hopefully you learn a lot and then you move into that next job. To have someone like that who can give experience to the really young quarterback room that they have outside of him, I think is a big deal for Memphis and something they need. Whether he gets the start or not, well, we'll have to see, and there's going to be a competition. I think what has probably been said to all 3 of these QBs, as well as everyone else in the room, is, hey, best man's going to get the job. Like, come in and show that you deserve this role, and you will get it. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like AJ does get the start and then maybe struggles, and then you see this quarterback come in, or this quarterback does get the start, and then it's these young guys are having to fight for that spot, try and get the backup, and then move forward next year. The thing is, with someone like Antoine Hill Jr., obviously he is the highest ranked quarterback recruit in program history. But ranking and stars, while they say a lot, they also don't necessarily always transfer to on the field in college. And obviously we hope and we want to see that happen with Antoine Hill Jr., but it's not always the case. And so I think if you're Ryan Silverfield, you have to go out and get another quarterback to come in who has experience. Because what happens if it doesn't transfer for Antoine? Obviously they think it's going to, and that's why they recruited him, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. And so I think Ryan Silverfield and Tim Cramsey, they did the smart thing. They went and got a guy who has experience, can help lead this team, whether it be from mentorship experience or just from being the starting quarterback. I think we're going to see it. But it's definitely an interesting thing moving forward. Outside of him being a quarterback being brought in, a few other players, but not a lot. That we've seen so far in the transfer portal. I expect to see a lot more moving forward. And obviously, there's a lot of players who are still playing in bowl games right now who haven't put their names in the portal yet. They want to get that last bowl game in, and then they'll put their name in the portal. So a lot of that recruiting still going on. I do want to see them pick up some more guys because we've seen them lose a lot of guys this off-season in regards to some guys going in the portal, obviously, but then also just guys graduating. So I think it's going to be a really big couple of weeks moving forward. And obviously a lot of that is coming from guys going to the draft. A lot of star power has gone to the NFL draft. We've seen Rock Taylor, Mario Anderson Jr., and Kobe Miner all enter their name in the draft so far. And we'll probably see guys like Seth Hennigan do the same in a matter of days or weeks. So. All of those names, not too surprising because they had run out of college eligibility. The one guy that is a massive loss to Memphis is captain and linebacker Chandler Martin, who yesterday announced he was forgoing his final year of eligibility to take a shot at the NFL, and I completely understand it from Martin's perspective. He's had 2 massive seasons at Memphis after playing at ECU the 2 years before that. ETSU, sorry. All the E's, they all get confusing. After playing a year or 2 there as well and putting up some great stats, then going to Memphis, and he's been the leader. Of that Memphis D, both in statistically and also just vocally. So it's going to be a massive, massive loss for Memphis to not have him there anymore. But you can't blame the guy for trying to go to the draft.
Yeah, he's their highest rated draft prospect too. But yeah, Memphis pretty much starting from scratch with wide receivers and quarterback. Rock Taylor being gone is a huge deal. And also Mario Anderson being gone, that's a huge deal as well. So you're starting at all levels of offense. You're starting over. And they lost a lot of guys on the O-line. They've got 2 coming in that have transferred. And then defensive line as well. You lose a guy like Cormonte Hamilton, former Whitehaven Tiger. He's gone now. And so you're really rebuilding a lot of the areas of the team, starting cornerback Kobe Miner as well on defense. And Chandler Martin, pretty much all of the linebackers are gone because Matt Hudson's gone now too, the linebacker that transfers from Harvard because that was his last year of eligibility. It'll be a really fun season next year. A lot of new storylines, a lot of new players coming in. This will be Ryan Silverfield's first test with a very new-looking team. See how he grows as a coach. You never know. Somebody like wide receiver Brady Cluse could pop off for 800 yards next year. That's what makes college football so exciting is the everything's recycled, everything's cyclical, and when it all comes together perfectly, it's very rare. And that's why you see teams like Arizona State relishing this opportunity, you know, who may not have the best chance to win the college football playoff, but at the same time, the stars have aligned. And the same thing could happen to Memphis. You never know. Next year, they could be one of the hottest teams in the NCAA, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, certainly going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But a lot of other football going on in the area too.
Yep.